can see recording has been started. Now I will share my screen. So now we have Eclipse open and we have this PDF open. So if you can recollect, we were discussing about abstract class. It's supposed to discuss, we have already discussed interface. So interface things we have done, and still you have any questions, then you can just ask me. So we will see more examples that how interface can be parent of like this two things. So I think I have that example. So let me show you that example. If you want to see this structure implemented by interface, so I have that example which I will try to show you. Interface. Someone try to join the class. Okay, so you can see here we have one interface which name is shape, and there are two child classes. One is circle, one is rectangle. So if you want to create this design, so how you will do that? So you go there in the Eclipse and you see here this is the shape. So basically this is one interface. How I have created interface, that already I showed you. So I am showing you two methods here. One is get area and one is get perimeter. So these are abstract method. So actual implementation will be different for different classes. So if I will implement it for rectangle, so code will be different, and if I implement it for circle, the inside code will be different. So like that. Then you see here I'm going to create this design. So I have circle here. So you can see here how I have implemented, since it is one interface and this is one class. So I tried to implement with the implements keywords. So let me show you side by side so that you will understand in a better way. You can see here this is shape interface and this is the class circle. So same design I am trying to create, which was shown here. So how you will create that I am showing. In the shape interface I have two abstract methods. These are two abstract methods. One method is default method and one method is static method. So you see here a static method, we don't need to do anything. For default method we don't need to do anything, but for this abstract method I have to write the code. So you see here I am having one variable called intx. So by default this will be the part of this class. Why? Because this is a parent-child relationship and this is the public. So all the things by default will be the part of this class. So now you see here I am having one more variable here, variable which is called radius, and I am having a constructor. So what I am trying to do, I am initializing it with this. So radius, this dot radius is equal to radius. So whatever I will pass, that I will pass here. And you see here in this child class I am overriding that. This two methods, one is get area and one is get perimeter. So get area, what I am trying to do, this is something return type is integer, so I am typecasting it and then I am trying to returning it. So because I have given here integer value, so everywhere like integer value will be calculated. So what will happen if you don't typecast it? So it will some like compilation error because the data value mismatch. So this is I have taken 1.1415926 something and then radius into radius. So that is pi r square. So you know already the area of like circle is pi into r into r. So same formula I have implemented, and return type I tried to convert into the integer, and then it is matching it with this one. So it will calculate the integer value. So radius will be initialized here and then it will be calculating. And how I will calculate the perimeter? So perimeter 2 into pi into r. So this is the formula. So same formula I have created, and then return type is integer. So this will be done. Now second part was that if you go there, we have another class which is rectangle and which will also implement the shape interface. So let me go there and check for rectangle class whether it is there or not. So we have a rectangle class. So in rectangle class we have a local variables which is like length and breadth. So I'm using polymorphism concepts. So I have created the private type data. Then I have one constructor. You can see by easily you can recognize we have a constructor, and then we are overriding these two methods. So return is length into breadth. So these are like integer, so no need to typecast. I am directly returning it. So length into breadth will be calculated and it will be returning, and perimeter 2 into length plus breadth. So this is the formula, and based on the bracket things it will calculate and it will just return the value to the particular where it is called. So design part is completed. Now I have to see that if really I want to use it, then how I will use it. So some place I have implemented rectangle one. So let me go and show you rectangle one. So what I am trying to do, I am just creating the rectangle object, and I have the constructor here. You see here length and breadth I will pass at the time of object creation. So length I am passing 50 and breadth I am passing 30. So these two values will be go there. You see here 50 and 30 will be go, and let me show you that part. 50 will be assigned here and 30 will be assigned here. So these are the local length and local breadth. Means this the scope of this is only inside this method. So what it will do, length, and again the name will be confusion, right? So local variables and like global variables having same name. So what I will do, this dot length, it means it is referring to this one, and this is referring to this one. So whatever the value I have passed from the main method, it will come and initialize it. So initialization part is complete. Now come here, system.out.println, area of rectangle. So object name I have created as RECT. So when I will click here RECT dot get area, so what it will do here, let me go and show you. So it will come here, it will just take the length and breadth from here. This it will multiply and it will return it. Okay, so when it will return it, so it is return type is integer, so that's why I am able to use it in the system.out.println, and that's why it will be able to print it. So hope this part is clear. And same for perimeter, I am going to call this perimeter function. It will just 2 into length plus breadth, it will add it and then multiply by 2, and then it will return it. So once it will return it, so I have this method written inside the system.out.println. So it will just print it, you can see here. Now coming to the next part. So I am saying that rect.storedate. So from where it is coming, so let me show you. If you go to the rectangle, I don't have show the date method. So but shape class having, shape interface is having. So I am going there. So show date is a default method, you can see here. So if you want to know that how to use the default method, so rule says that first implement this interface to any class and then create the object of that class. So same thing I did. I implemented this interface in the rectangle class, then I created the object of that class here when the actual implementation is done. So I create the object and then object and dot, then you can call the method name. So this method is used like this. And a static method, just interface name and then just call the method. So if you want to call this a static method also, so what you will do, you will just call it here like interface name. So interface is shape dot, and just so let's wait for showing up. You can see here test static method. So it is showing like this. So you can see here like this it is used. So uses by how to use, you can just come to know. And one more example I showed you in line number 16. If something it is parent, you see here shape is the parent, and child is rectangle. So in Java it is allowed that you can write like this. Shape means whatever the name you want to give, here whatever the name. So parent type reference and object of child class can be allowed in Java. So it's nothing, something which is you seeing now, something which is unique. So it's as per the rules. So they have allowed you. So now I have implemented everything. If I want to run it, I can run it. Area of rectangle is 1500, perimeter is 160. Default method from shape interface is called. Today's date is this static method called from the shape interface. So everything is coming as expected one. So I have shape implementation as well. This was like rectangle implementation. One was circle implementation. So let me go to the circle implementation. This part also I will show you. Then you will understand how to use it. You can see a shape interface is here. So circle implementation, you know shape is the parent of circle. So if you go there, you can see a shape is the parent of circle. So whatever the things were present in shape, now it is the part of circle class. So that is for your understanding. Is the based on access modifier. I just remember what you call. Repeat it. Based on access modifier, the things will be allowed to use in the child class. So in the child class, private things will never be allowed. Means if you have something in the interface, private is never there. But if it is something private in the any parent class, then also it is not allowed. But since interface things are already public one, so no worries. You can come here and you can just test it, how to use it. So you have shape here, which is the parent of circle. Now I'm going to the circle implementation. So implementation is, when I will talk about implementation, means I just have the main method and I'm trying to use it. So you can see here how I have used it. I have created the object of circle, and as I told you that always create the object of the child one. So I have created the object of the child one. So there was one constructor which I have written that I will pass this value. So what it will do, it will just initialize this global value. You can see here. So this part is already done. Now area of circle is called, this method is called same like rectangle one, and this method is also having return type as integer. So that's why I am able to use it in the system.out.println. And perimeter also, get perimeter, it will come here, it will calculate the perimeter and it will come back. Now I have a circle dot show date called. You can see here I am calling this, so it will just call the show date and this will be printed. Then I have a save dot test static demo, so I am calling this one, and from save class I am calling save dot x. So this part also I have showed you. And so every method I have already called. You can see here get area called, perimeter also called, show date also called, static also called, and the variable also called. So you now you have an understanding how to use it. Okay. Anyone has any question? Like I think this part is completed. Anyone has any doubt?
No, sir.
No doubts? Then I can say that interface things completed. And this design part, how to design and like use it, everything is done. So that's good. So now I will move to the abstract class part. You already showed that part, interface. and we have already seen how to create interface, how to make parent-child relationship, how to have multiple interfaces, multiple inheritance also we have seen. So a lot of things we have already seen. Now I will move to the abstract class, and finally I will ask a question that tell me what are the points you will tell in the interview that it is a difference between abstract class and interface. And one more, when you will go for interface and when you will go for abstract class. So this question I would like to answer here. So abstract class, like it's a later development thing, means when you have some clear picture visibility, what will be the name of your class, what will be the name of your methods, and like 50% things are developed. So in that case you can go for abstract class. But when you are very initial phase of the project, you just have the design concepts, like things like pseudo designs and all such things we are already having, and you are in the mostly designing phase. So in the designing phase people are going with the interface concept, and later on when they have some clear visibility and then want to design some new models, so already have some idea, so in that case people are opting for abstract class. So that the most important thing in the interview you have to tell, and they will ask you that if you have designed any abstract class or interface, then you tell the name and how you have implemented. So those things you can explain during the interview. So that should be the okay. Now I'm coming to the abstract class part. So abstract class syntax is this keyword you see here. Before class you have to put abstract keyword. So if you put this keyword as abstract, that class will become abstract, and the restriction of abstract class is that you cannot create the object of that. The only restriction about abstract class is that you cannot create the object. One more feature is added for the abstract class, that abstract class can have abstract methods same like interface. Two things are new for abstract class, rest other features same for whatever the other class is having and abstract class is having. And since abstract class is allowed to have abstract method, so that's why it is called, you can design it with the 0 to 100% abstraction concepts. Rest of the things, abstract class can have constructor, abstract class can have main method, abstract class can have variables, abstract class can have final variables, abstract class can have methods. Anything is allowed. Abstract method is allowed, that is one additional thing. And second thing restriction is that you cannot create the object of that. Once you put the abstract keyword, once the object cannot be created. But same like interface, you can create the reference but cannot object be created. So right side new use and class name not allowed, but left side data type is allowed. So I will show you that part, then you will understand. Let me close all. You see your abstract class. And one more thing, abstract class can be the parent of any class, but abstract class cannot be the child of any class, because it is designed to be the parent, not the child. So that's the restriction about abstract class. Now coming here, you see here I designed one class, I created one variable, and I put one abstract keyword, so that the symbol of abstract class. If this keyword is applied, then you can design abstract method, that I will come to you later. So you see here, this is the constructor, I am doing some initialization. This is also one constructor, I am doing some initialization. So this is parameterized one, this is the default constructor. And I have this show method, which is abstract method. You can see, and one method is default method, display method I have. So default thing concepts not here, but rest of the things same like normal class. Now I'll try to show you the implementation part. You can see here, this is parent abstract class and this is child abstract class. So this is allowed in Java, means more than one abstract class can be parent child relationship. So in that case, what is happening, if you having the abstract keyword, then whatever the things present in the parent class abstract method, the compiler will not ask you to implement here. So this is the difference. You see here, this is one abstract class and this is one abstract class. So in abstract class we have one show method which is abstract method. So if child is also abstract, if child is also abstract class, so how you will consider it is abstract class? By this keyword. If some class is abstract and parent is also abstract, so in the parent class abstract method, compiler will not ask you to implement here. Just remember that. Okay. But if it is not one abstract method, abstract class, then I'm getting a compilation error. You see here, and second compilation error, that a normal class cannot have abstract method. So let me fix one by one. If I comment this part, again this class was having one abstract method which it is asking you to implement. So when I implemented it, it is asking to write the code of that. Okay, so this is one thing. So if you want to have more than one abstract class, you can design parent child relationship, there is no problem. This is one concept, parent child concepts, and I'm showing you one part. This is main method, right? And I have one abstract class. So what if I'm trying to do create the object of, let's see it is allowed or not. I'm getting a compilation error, not in the left side, right side. So just focus on the things what I wanted to show you. Left side things are allowed, there is no problem for compiler, it's okay. But since it is having a new keyword, so new keyword is not allowed for abstract class. You see here message, cannot instantiate the type abstract class. So abstract class cannot be instantiated, you cannot create the object, but you can create the reference. So if you go there, I already have one child class. This class is the child class. Can you see that? And this is also abstract. And this is again the parent child relationship. So now you can see here, this is the first class, this is the second class, this is the third class. Three levels of parent child relationship. But this is a normal class. These two are abstract class. Abstract class demo, child abstract class demo, and then normal class. So normal class means this is not one abstract class. So what it will ask, the compiler will ask that just implement all the abstract method. So you can see, if I mouse over, add unimplemented method, this message is coming. So if I click here, so first it is coming, this one, override test abstract method and show method. So you can see here, test abstract method is coming from this child class and show method is present in this class. So since this is the parent of this one and this is the parent of this one, so if I implement this interface here, so it will just ask you for the both of the classes, because the level of hierarchy is there. So multi-level inheritance is coming, so that's why it is asking you to add unimplemented methods. So I already had this implementation which I just commented on. Now I will uncomment it to show you that I already did this part earlier. So this is design part is completed, and now since this is a normal class, I can create the object of this class. So I'm coming to the implementation part. The implementation part, this is not allowed. You see here, this is not allowed. So how I will do that? I have this class demo child abstract, so I will go with that class, and I will see that whether it is allowed or not. Demo control space one child abstract. There is no compilation error. If I'm clicking here, it is going to this one. So this is a normal class. How you will say that it's a normal class? Because you can see there is no abstract keyword. So non-abstract class can be instantiated, but abstract class cannot be instantiated. But you just remember, abstract class reference allowed, same like interface, as you have already showed in the term of multi inheritance. Already we have discussed this concept. So this is also allowed for abstract class as well, because it's allowed for normal class. So normal class allowed, then abstract class also it's allowed, but you cannot create the object. That's right side things not allowed. This is anonymous object in Java. You already know this concept, means you are not holding anywhere and just trying to create object. If you have just one line implementation, so this is anonymous object. I will just write it. So now I'm coming to the abstract class again, and there is no need because this is allowed, I showed you, but normally they will tell you that always create the object of the child class. So a standard practice is that you go there, write like this. This is the standard practice. Obj equal to new and see here. And this is the standard practice. You have to always create the object of the child class. So child class is this one, you can see here. So that's why I'm creating the object of this, and with this object I can access couple of things here. So I will copy this and just put a dot here. You can see since all the methods have been implemented here, so that's why when you put a dot, you will be able to see all the methods, whether it is in the parent interface or in the child class. So I have this display method, then after I have this what you call test abstract method, and this variable also I am able to see show method there. So these are the things you can see it's allowed in Java. Now the question is, let me complete this part as well. How you will do that? Okay, so this was interface, but it is saying that no, don't take interface, go with the abstract class, same concept. So for faster things, what I will do, I will just copy some things from interface demo. Interface this one, right? So I will try to copy circle, rectangle, only two things. Rest of the things I will create here. So you can see here I have circle, I have rectangle. So it is asking to import, but I don't need it to implement here. I will just remove it. When I have rectangle, same thing I will do here. So I'm going there, right click, new class. You can see your abstract is already there. If you want to check, you can check from here instead of writing. And I'm creating a shape. Giving a shape class because shape is interface is already there, so I'm creating a shape class here. And this is just the design part, so no need of public static void main. You can just ignore that. You can see here I have created a shape class and I just want to create the same design pattern like abstract method, public int public abstract int get area. Just copy again, get perimeter. Rest of the things I will take care here. So I have the class name. I will copy this. I will go to the circle, and here since parent is also interface, child is parent is also class, child is also class. So what I will just write here extends instead of implements. Now it will change to extend keyword because same thing always extends keywords used for parent and child relationship. Going there and I will just paste it. So once I will paste it, I will get a compilation error because of the unimplemented methods. So I will ask to add the unimplemented method, and then now I will have the code for that. So I will write the code for that. So for if I have the radius and then I have to get the area. So let me go to the value of that. I already deleted that. I need the value of pi. So I will just copy this and come here. And I will copy this. I will come here. My circle one is completed. I will open the rectangle one. Just I will copy this. In the rectangle class, I will just type extend shape class. It will ask you to do this unimplemented. So I already have this copy paste. So I will replace it. You can see here now my design is completed, but this time I am using abstract class. So it's up to you. Basically, abstract class support abstract method, and without abstract method also you can create. So sometimes in the interview they will ask this question: can abstract class be designed without any abstract method? So you can say that yes, because the concept you have already read, it should be 0 to 100%. So when it is 0%, it can be abstract class. Without any abstract method, you can have the abstract class. There is no problem. So design part is completed. Now I will come to the implementation part. Right click, new class. So this will have a main method, and now I will create the object of the circle class. circle CIR equal to new. So it will ask you to give the some value of the radius. I'm giving 100, and once I have created the object, I can call this getters methods. CIR dot get area. So it's written, it has some return type, so I will use it in the system dot out dot println. S out. Yeah. Yes. This is CIR. Just copy this, come here, and dot get method. So get area. So this will give you area, and then again go to system dot out dot println. This time we have perimeter. CIR dot get perimeter. Okay. So now we have something interesting here. We have already seen, and if I want to run this program, I can just run it. I'm getting this. You can see a perimeter and this much, and area is this much I'm getting. So this is coming with the calculation and all such things. And now same part you can go for rectangle implementation. Copy paste. And if it is a rectangle implementation, you go there and remove this part with the rectangle. This one, and it's asking for two parameters. So 100 and 50 I'm passing. Now I have right click, refactor, rename. You can see here everywhere it is updated. If you go with the refactor and then try to modify, then everywhere it will be edited. So you don't need to update multiple places. So now my implementation part is completed. I will just go and right click and run. You can see here it is calculating the area and perimeter of the rectangle. So this is something, same concept I have showed you via abstract class. It is also showing here extends, because this is class extends class, but this is abstract class. So any doubt anyone has up to here? Now the interview question is that you have to tell me what is the difference between abstract class and interface. How many points you can tell, it's up to you. You can tell based on your understanding. It's the question to you. You can take the help of internet as well if you want, if you are not feeling comfortable to tell, but this is something important interview question. That what is the difference
I can
between?
attempt few.
Yeah, can.
Like you told that until unless we are very sure, we will not go forth with the abstract class, but we can go with the interface class initially into the project. Second class is abstraction could be 0 to 100%, but in interface, I think abstraction is 100%.
Hmm.
And also for abstraction, for interface, we use implements. It can be parent of a class, And for abstraction, we use extends. It could be for class to class. It could be for um, in interface to interface, and it could be for, yeah, that's it, these two. And apart from that, what else? Rest I
Okay.
forgot.
Okay. So now very interesting thing I'm going to tell you, because you have already gone through this concept. One very important interview question. Consider that we have one abstract class shape. Okay. And consider, since it is abstract class, so constructor is allowed here. So I will just design two constructors. And inside that I will just write this out. Default constructor means the constructor which is not having any parameter. And I am again doing one more constructor. Parameterized STR. What is that? You have circle implementation, right? I just write one here and you will see something very interesting here. So we have circle shape class, we have circle class, we have rectangle class, and we have circle implementation, rectangle implementation. So I'm coming to where I have put that constructor here, right, in the shape. So you can see here, I'm first going to the circle implementation. I'm just creating one object, right? So if I'm creating the object and I want to call this default constructor, this question is that how you will call the constructor of the abstract class. Because if you are designing something, you are not creating the object, then what is the purpose of constructor? So question is that then you have to answer like that. For default constructor, I don't need to call it, okay, because it is implicitly called, automatically called by the compiler. You can see here this constructor will be automatically called. When you create any kind of object, parameterized, non-parameterized, it doesn't matter. Just remember this. The default constructor is always automatically called and it will be executed first. And the reason behind it, when you go inside any constructor, so there is a hidden line and I'll tell you what is that line. But let me first execute this, then I will show you. I'm just executing the circle one. So I'm getting this message first. Superclass default constructor is called. I just put it. I did nothing. I did, right? No code changes. Nothing I did. But you can see this is automatically being called. So if it is default constructor, so you don't need to call it explicitly. But if it is a parameterized constructor, so question will ask, then how will invoke the parameterized constructor? This part. Then you have to tell very smart. You go there in this constructor, and in this constructor, the first line can be either this and super, like this. I'll tell you. Let me put the comment. either this or like this. So super will refer to the immediate parent and this will refer to the current class. So by default super is there, this is not there, but this line is reserved for either you can put the this or super. This is the first line reserved. Okay, and by default the super keyword is present. This one is hidden and it is present. Means even you don't put, the compiler will automatically call. So what is happening here, it is coming here and by default it is finding this line of code, right? So that's why it is again going to the parent class and this is called. Okay, then it is coming back and normal execution is completed. So I hope it is clear to you, right? But my question is, I want to invoke this constructor. So I have to go to this circle implementation and then instead of super I will just call this parameterized super like this.
So for the question that you asked, that when there is no object, then how are you calling the parameterized constructor? Then we have to say that if we write super, then it will call it.
See, whatever the things I have designed it with the string parameter, right? So that's why I am calling this with some string. So it will match that. You can see it is matching it. Let me go to one more integer one. Which one you want to invoke is up to you. You go there in the circle and if you want to, but only one can be allowed. Okay, so that's the rule. If this is not there, then by default the default constructor will be called. But if you want to express not automatically, means explicitly call, means you want to call it manually, then you have to put this keyword, because this is not put by compiler, never put by compiler. So this keyword you have to put. Now you have designed it, you go to the implementation part and just try to execute and see whether your design is working or not. So I go there, run as Java application. So you can see here, this is called demo a parameter. Understand? And if I want to run the integer one, this is integer one. So in the design part, I have to go there. Instead of this, commented it out. I will go there like this, and it should be first line. So just remember that first line, and I'm passing here semicolon. So by default, you can control and click and check whom it is referring to. It's not message, it is integer. So this is one interview question, and very important interview question, that how you will invoke the constructor of parent class, which is the abstract class. So this is something, or normally it can be asked how to invoke the parameterized constructor of the parent class. Anyone can ask. It's not about what you call abstract class. It's applicable for all the classes in Java. If you have to call the parameterized constructor of any parent class, so you have to explicitly call it. If you have to call the default constructor, then you don't need to call anything. It will be implicitly called. So now I have design part completed. I come here and just execute it and check whether it is running or not. This one is called, right? Clear to you? Or still have doubt?
Yes, sir, clear.
But this is something important interview question. I have seen this people asking that how you will call the constructor from abstract class. Then you have to tell very smartly. for default it is implicitly called for parameterize. I need to add super keyword in the particular constructor, and then it will call that particular constructor of the parent class. Super with some parameter, so you can tell this concept they are asking you whether you have this concept or not. So about constructor, this is very important concept, and now you are familiar with inheritance, so you must be knowing this concept, because earlier I have discussed with this keyword, right? Now I'm discussing with the super keyword as well. So it is okay for today. Any questions you have, then you can ask now. If no questions, then we are done with this part, and you just try to collect the information interface, how you will define in the interview. Then we have polymorphism, that is again like very big topic. So you have some time, like you can go through all the videos, whatever you have missed, and you just groom up yourself and try for interview questions. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Welcome. So I am going to pause the recording. Let's stop the recording.